Welcome back. It's time for Herb on the Street. MarketWatch.com senior columnist, also a CNBC contributor, Herb Greenberg, joins us this morning. And Herb, this morning you've got a story about a Vonage Skype killer, right?
Possibly, yes. This is this little thing. I don't know if you can see it, but it's called the Magic Jack. And it's actually kind of interesting, and it's out of a private company called Magic Jack, which is run by a guy named Dan Barslow. And that's why I actually pay attention to this, because Dan has a history, and his history was with TelSave, which back in the day, which some of us remember, was kind of a controversial company when it started off, but ended up being a leader in discount internet service. And now he's got this thing, which he invented, and is actually kind of interesting because you just plug it into a computer. I've used this thing. You plug it in a computer. It sets itself up in about 45 seconds. You plug any analog phone into the other side. You start making phone calls. The interesting thing as it relates to Vonage and Skype is after you buy the thing, which he says is going to be about $29 or $39, after that, the next year, there's a $19.95 licensing fee. Compare that with Vonage, which that's for unlimited calls. Compare that to Vonage, which is $24. Skype, if you go with their unlimited plan, so you can call phones, is
Wait,
like
$24, it's $19 a year for the
$19 a year to use it.
Right.
In the second year after you've purchased it. So the first year is just your purchase price, or if it's given away or something like that. So I think this thing actually is something you can't discount it. And when you have these private companies that come out, Becky, and go after the public companies, or, Skype is owned by eBay, and people say, can this really happen? This guy's Dan Barslow, a very competitive person, extraordinarily competitive, and he is very confident about this, and I would not discount it. You just won't hear a lot about it because it's not public.
Right. Is it available now, or you say it's coming later this year?
Well, the website went live this morning, and they're giving it out at the TED conference, about 1,500 of them at the TED conference, which is in Monterey today. And I think he said you can start buying it within the next 2 weeks. So I would just keep my eye on it because I think you're going to hear a lot about this. It's just my hunch.
Herb, there are a lot of people who thought that the Skype and Vonage killers were going to be the big companies, the big phone companies, as they got in and started offering their own service. You think that maybe it'll come from the other end, from the smaller private companies?
Well, or one of the big companies in the end picks up something like this. I mean, again, and by the way, these guys, this Magic Jack company, Barslow just bought another company yesterday called SJ Labs, which creates the software that Vonage and others use to create the image of the phone. So they're actually aggressively getting in, trying to control assets, and they've done this in stealth mode. I mean, I called Vonage yesterday. I said, "You ever heard of this?" They still haven't called me back. They were going to, they'd never heard of it, from what I can tell. So, again, I think, Becky, that when you're in, I look at it from the perspective of an investor in a company that gets competition that doesn't get the hype because it's not public.
Right.
And that's why you have to start looking at it. As we know, Vonage is, Vonage has there's a lot in Vonage, but, we'll see where it all goes.
All right. Herb, always good to see you.
Great seeing you.
Thank you, Herb.